Packed house at Domain Stadium, as expected for the Eagles' home qualifying final against the Hawks, and didn't they come to play? Not even the loss of the Brownlow medalist prior to bounce down could deter this great club from having one of the best wins known to man.
Yep.
I'm getting way ahead of myself, Benny.
Keep the lid on.
It's 1 week at a time, but talk to me, the home prelim final, about what a great opportunity it now is for us to springboard to the MCG on the first week of October.
Yeah, no, it is usually 1 week at a time. Now it's 2 weeks at a time because we don't play for another 2 weeks, which is a great result. Obviously, that means we won on Friday night. Geez, they played well, and geez, the fans were up and about as well. A great atmosphere at the ground, and yeah, very exciting, Stephen, a chance to play for a spot in the grand final. They don't happen too often.
No, they don't, and it was great the rain held off. Unlike round 19, when we last met the Hawks here at Domain Stadium, it was a ripping contest though, and we certainly just brought the pressure. It was intense, and we kind of suffocated Hawthorn into a game style they didn't really want to play.
Yeah, that was it. It was really tense early, and it was low scoring at the start, but that second quarter especially, and then into the third, the boys really didn't allow Hawthorn, because they can cut you up with their skills and through the corridor, and geez, the pressure all through the forward line to the midfield, and then that allowed the defenders to get on top as well. It was a really, really good team performance, but haven't we said that this year? And that's probably the best thing, that they're doing it together as a unit, and they're getting the results.
They just played Domain Stadium so well in cutting off all exits and putting the pressure on. There are a number of players we can go through. It was hard to pick a best on ground, to be honest. I mean, you've got, I think Matt Rosa probably played his best game for 2015.
Yep, liked it a lot, spending a bit more time in defence, as we know, so good one, Rose.
JK, Hilly, they had 3 apiece, so they were hitting the scoreboard with impact.
Yeah, well, it's good because you don't have just the one avenue to goal, you've got a couple, so dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking with the mids, because no one had over 30 disposals. They really did share it. Hutchings, Shee, these boys stood up in their first final.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Matty Prittis goes out, everyone goes, oh dear, what's going to happen? Who's going to step up? But the young guys have been rising to every challenge so far this year, and they do it again.
We knew Nick Nat would. I think his foot trap was FIFA Ronaldo-esque, resulting in a goal, but he stood up when it counted, and the skipper. Talk to me about Shannon Hearn's game.
Shannon Hearn, my goodness gracious, didn't he set the tone early on? I think he had the most disposals out of any player for us in the first quarter.
Oh, that would have paid a bit.
Yep, and he was just solid in defence, barely lost a contest, hitting targets, laying tackles, spoiling, setting the example, and that's what good captains do.
Personally, I probably would have given Shuey the 3 votes. Now, he had a lot of attention with Shields, and I know that this classy midfielder has kicked bags of 5 in a game before, but this was a really important game for him to play. His inside role, his grit and hardness to win contested footy, was like he was a man possessed in this game.
He was. He really, really did well. And if you think back to his first final at the MCG when he got run down a couple of times, how far he's come as a person and as a player since then. And geez, I mean, there were times where 4 blokes had a crack at him and he kept running through them. And it was great to watch. Really impressive stuff from Buddha, and one of the best games he'll ever play.
It was a concern to see Gov's injury re-emerge, of course. The AC joint that he copped a bit of a knock-in over at Adelaide Oval. Flared up again when he got hit. You could see he was doing his best to kind of stay out there and help the boys, even going up with one arm at times to spoil the gutsy effort to play on.
Yeah, no, still bothering him a little bit, but the 2-week break that they now have will be invaluable for not only him, for a number of boys, but to rest that AC joint and get that, because we want him clunking marks again, because he's certainly got the confidence to do so, but if you can't lift your one arm, you're going to struggle to do that at times. So I reckon now the weeks off will be of huge benefit to Jez.
It was good to hear from the senior coach that the substitution of Will Schofield was just precautionary. It was just a tightness of the hamstring and not re-injuring. So that's going to be really good for Will, really terrible for the selectors come prelim final, because they're going to have to make some tough decisions, as you do when sides are in such good form.
Yep, well, you've got Matty Prittis, obviously, he'll be right. And then you've got Chris Marston, he'll be right. And then there's guys in the waffle that are still playing good footy. So match committee tough this week.
Up the Royals indeed, yes. And Xavier Ellis, good news for him. He was not given any weeks, I'm sure. Yeah, a lot of people probably saw this coming, that this force wasn't sufficient enough, but still some nervous moments.
Yeah, I think it was probably only ever going to be a fine at best, well, at worst. So, right call, I think.
Yeah, beautiful. It was funny when X was having to chase Cyril Rioli in the forward 50. I don't think this is a matchup that Simo envisaged, and it started to put the afterburners down. Well, he was in the Ferrari and old X was in the Mr. Bean car trying to keep up.
Well, mate, I don't think, if they're in the stall gift, I don't think they're starting off the same mark.
No, not at all. Let's go straight to the roast of the round to wrap up what has been a pretty good show so far, if I do say so myself. We're going to go over a couple of Hawks shot attempts. Here you go to grill him. Big boy McAvoy not knowing the breeze too well here. at Domain Stadium. And then you got Ruffy missing
Ruff.
simple marks, and then Marin goals. Very unlike Ruff, but we'll roast him.
Yeah, no, we're going to have to roast him for that one because he's better than that, let's be honest.
Yeah.
What about Hilly, mate? He kicks these soccer goals occasionally, and another beauty at the end to almost seal it, if you like. But what about this one, mate? You've got to take these marks. I mean, he's speaking of better than that, he is better than that. And it reminded me of one earlier in the almost identical case where Cripps dropped one of his own, but then snapped it over the shoulder. But lucky to get away with that one.
Jamie Cripps, the little angel on Joshua's shoulder in those occasions. Why don't we go with the post-match press conference? This was tweeted in. Simo, I am not judging you or singling you out here, but when we get these 1 or 2 tweets in, we've got to show him. He's got the Mr. Happy socks on post-game.
Like it.
Did he win and put them on, or were they a theme throughout the match?
Might have been the omen he was looking for. Just to pre-game, he said,
just keep
hey
smiling.
Hey boys, lifted up the pants. This is us. End of the night, this is us.
Very good.
On the money.
But you've got the winner for us, don't you?
I do. Now, Ruffy.
We're going Ruffy again.
We're going to bring in Ruffy again.
Right, okay. But he took the monster mark.
He took the monster mark at the start, and everyone thought, wow, he's in for a big night.
Yeah. Butsy didn't like that. Or he didn't really see much of it.
No, he didn't. He saw, well, he felt most of it, let me tell you. But Yoey's tried to go in one better and dropped another. I think he's done this before this year. He's dropped the car.
He must be content with what he's moving around into at the moment.
Yeah, the old Toyota Yaris is getting the job done for Yoey.
He's letting him slip. But he will clunk one sooner or later, and it will beat that Richmond mark guaranteed, and we look forward to it. We did have a roast in saying we're going to roast everyone for riding the Eagles off against the Hawks. That doesn't need to be done because we know.
Bye.
Yeah, cheers.